Hello and welcome back to our Bannerlord challenge, and we're here once again, but we're no longer in Crusade territory. Don't worry, I'm actually going to be heading back there in just a second, but I wanted to expand our territorial network a little bit just before we went over to the other sections of Crusade territory, as well as swinging all the way down to the aserai, because of course that's what we want to do. All right, you know, we want to get as much relation with every single bandit clan that we possibly can, and hopefully we're going to be able to do something like that. Anyway, here we go. This is going to be a very easy gang trial for us, and we're going to try and push out the opposing gang leader. It seems like they have gotten stuck behind the door again, have they? Or not. Okay, wait a minute. Where is this person actually? Ah, there she is. Ah, okay, well this is not going to work out too well. I think I'm going to have to use my one-handed weapon skills. And, whoa, okay, apparently that is not as difficult as it used to be, because we obviously have a much higher one-handed weapon proficiency than, I suppose, well, pretty much anyone now, so that's pretty nice. Otherwise, the streets are mine. Yes, indeed, the streets are mine, because we're going to be giving this to Luachan, the Marauder. There we go. He's going to look after this, hopefully. And, yeah, otherwise, there we go. All right, we're very, very nicely done here. And look at what has happened. Oh, yes, yes. If you missed the previous episode, then you won't know this, but we actually had some very good success in Crusade territory with a variety of different things. We've got 4 hideouts unlocked, as you can see. We know the locations of 4 hideouts. We have Ortengard that has just rebelled, as well as Chaikand. Now, hilariously enough, Chaikand is nothing that I had anything to do with. Very strangely enough, I actually thought to myself, no. I'm going to head over there, and I'm going to see what's going on. But then, as I was doing that, it rebelled, and I didn't have to do anything at all, so very nice, isn't it? Anyway, I have a massive amount of step bandits currently following me too, and yeah, obviously what we're going to try to do is we're going to try and level up our leadership when we level up, and look at what we have here. We did actually level up, which is great. So we're going to be putting another, wait a minute. Do I actually want to put another point in social for this? I'm actually not entirely sure about that, because look at my one-handed skills. I'd like to. Oh, I'm almost at 250. Okay, we're almost at 250. All right. This is amazing. Oh yes, I am very much looking forward to this. Okay, so I guess we'll just go for another point in one-handed here, and yeah, then what we're gonna do is we will literally create a party. Dareem will be the leader of the party, of course, as you might expect, and then he will be given a bunch of troops. Amusingly enough, I don't really have that many good troops at the moment. I guess I'm just going to have to give him all of my marauders, and then I'll have to... Oh, no, this is bad, isn't it? Okay, can I tell him to follow me or something like that? Oh dear, this is... Yeah, this might be turning out worse than I hoped. Okay, wait a minute. Join my party, please, people. Thank you. Yeah, can you come over here, Dareem? Yes, he's actually... there we go. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Let me inspect your troops, sir. Alright, so we're just going to be giving him these, and there we go. Okay, so now he has the threshold requirement to actually be, you know, joining my army. And hopefully he hasn't been called by anyone else. No, it seems like he hasn't, so that's perfect. Wonderful. And we can actually speak to the rest of these people as well. This is the main reason why I actually wanted to have these people follow me, because we just have an abundance of troops nearby that I can literally just take into my army at any point, and it just generally makes a huge amount of sense. Anyway, yeah, so this is a potential for a wonderful victory here as well. I'm actually thinking that maybe we'll just go straight on in to fight this fellow, and we'll get a nice little head start on the amount of prisoners that we maybe have for the desert bandits, if we actually come across any of them. Anyway, we can help Pagarios. I'm not that big a fan of him. Okay, not that big a fan of him, but okay, I guess we will help him out, and we'll see what we can do. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I actually don't even know whether we should literally just charge our horse archers in. They have I have 120 of these guys now. 120. Who would have expected that? Not me, that's for sure. Because I would have thought to myself, no, you're gonna have, you know, sea raiders and forest bandits and all that stuff. But no, apparently I've spent so much time in Crusade territory. I mean, technically I haven't even spent that much time, hilariously enough. I've spent less time here than pretty much anywhere else. And I guess it might just be because the Crusade units, or should we say Crusade bandits, generally have much higher staying power. I'm not sure whether that's actually the case, because their survivability is pretty much second to none, because they have so much mobility, they can pretty much just avoid damage at the best of times. And even at the worst of times, you know, they actually don't really have too many issues with that, because they can take a hit, as you can quite clearly tell, you know, 97 damage, still not killed that guy. And I would actually like to get a couple of kills here, if at all possible, please. Because if I can get some kills, then I will be very, very pleased to reach 250 thrown weapon proficiency. And if I can reach 250 thrown weapon proficiency, then I should be able to get Impale. And Impale is probably one of the best perks in the entire game. I know I say that about pretty much every late game perk, but it's true in this case. Because what I'm going to be able to do from now on is literally penetrate any enemy shield that we want. So, you see that guy over there? I'm just saying, you know, random person X. He's going to have a shield up. And I'm going to be like, yeah, you know what? I got a thrown weapon and a javelin with your name on it, sir. And that's exactly what is going to transpire. We're going to be, you know, throwing that thing directly at the shield. And you know what we can do? We can laugh. Oh, yes, we can laugh very humbly behind our, I don't know, impending victory. And then, boom, it's going to hit him. It's going to hit him, and it's going to do massive damage because the shield means nothing. Oh yes, I cannot wait, I cannot wait. I just hope that I did actually earn the last requirement for my thrown weapons to actually reach that requirement, hopefully. And if not, well, then that's just how it's going to be. Anyway, did I actually lose that many people? I actually did lose quite a few people, surprisingly enough, but I suppose that's to be expected. Maybe the enemy had a couple of spearmen or something like that. And we're going to be taking him prisoner, even though it doesn't really do much for us, but it kind of keeps him off the battlefield, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there we go. Wonderful. So let's just take a quick look. Yes, I did actually get... Oh, yes. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, so now here's the thing. I'm going to very quickly just go over why this is amazing. Obviously, it penetrates shield like ballista bolts, of course. But it also gives your infantry troops 10% more damage with their throwing weapons, which is also amazing. Now, apart from this, you do have the alternative, which is throwing weapons ignore 30% of the enemy's armor. Now, for me personally, I think this is kind of, you know, not so good. Because while it is good, 30% of enemy's armor, I think that's great. You know, being able to do more damage in general, that's always good. However, most of the time when you're throwing a weapon like a javelin, and let's say that you already have the final skill, because look at this, each skill point above 200 grants you 0.5% increased damage with throwing weapons. I mean, literally, think about that. That's what, 30-something% increase, you know, that's like, what is it, 35% increase or something like that? You know, somewhere around there approximately. Anyway, point is, that's an insane amount of damage, and 30% additional ignoring of the armor, that's great against higher armored units, but usually that's actually not even going to make any difference. Because if you're actually throwing your weapon with some speed, you're just going to do damage anyway. You know, you're going to do massive damage, one-shot potential damage, and this is going to make even more of a difference, the Impale. So we're just going to be taking Impale, as I said before, and otherwise we're going to be... I don't even know what we'll go for here. Shield wall formation. No, not shield wall formation. I never use shield wall formation. Did I actually level up? No, I didn't level up. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, now we have some prisoners. I should be able to move on. Ooh, Onira has actually been taken by the Aserai. I think that actually happened very, very recently. Yes, indeed. Look at this. Okay, so this is absolutely perfect. Unfortunately, I am going to have to do something with this guy to be able to make that work. Okay, yeah, this is a bit problematic for us, but there is a clearing potentially for us to be able to interact with. So I'm going to go into the main town here. Where's the clear? Ah, the clearing is very close by, actually, surprisingly enough. Okay, where is it? Down here? Can I phase through the wall? Oh, can I phase through the wall? No, I can't phase through the wall. Sad. Sad. Why don't you allow me to do something like this, even though it's obviously not meant to be done? Okay, no, this is the waterfront. There's the clearing over there. Okay, wait a minute. Is this guy the one guy? Okay. Okay, yeah, no, there's actually two of them. Oh wow, my guy Arlek was just about to be eliminated. That would have been embarrassing for him. That would have been very embarrassing. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to wait here for a little bit of time. I found that this is actually one of the easiest ways that you can gain relation. And it's a bit weird, right? It's a bit weird, but yeah. Anyway, oh, look at this, look at this. Little Gandarina was lost. I think that was actually one of the bandit leaders that we defeated in the previous town. Oh, now that's interesting. So she has been killed, or she died from something. Not entirely sure by what. But apparently that happened. Alright, okay, good to know. I'm not sure if it's old age or whether it was, you know, something that we did, but whatever the case, I'm just going to try and do some damage here. And this is going to be easy. Yeah, I mean, you can see here, I think my main source of damage at the moment is probably, is it weapon speed? It might be the weapon speed bonus. Because I think I do have Surge of Speed or something like that. The perk that gives me, what is it, 30% more damage when I have a speed bonus from movement. I think that might actually be the case. Anyway, as you can quite clearly tell, when you have eliminated one of these areas, look at the relation increase. 13 and 13 doubled, and automatically we get him to 50, which is just insanely fast. And we can actually... Oh... Are you serious right now? Oh, see, now that's the problem. We unfortunately cannot level up leadership while we are doing the Fourberie stuff. So I'm going to have to disband my army, which is really, really sad. That is so incredibly sad. So let me just disband that real fast. We're going to be getting him in just a second, but we need to do the rebellion. We're going to have to stay here for a little bit of time. Please, Dareem, don't go anywhere, sir. Please do not go anywhere. I actually don't know how long he's going to be away from us, and hopefully from not... I don't know, hopefully not too long, because otherwise I'm never going to find him again. Although I could call him back, technically. You know, we do technically have the command of him, because we are a party leader, you know, the clan leader, so to speak. So theoretically we should be fine. But you know how it is. Sometimes it's difficult to make that work. Okay, let's just eliminate these. There we go. Easy enough. And then these guys... Oh, we should just tell everyone to charge. Come on, guys. Let's just charge. Yeah, I mean, literally, they just allowed their friends just to get singled out right there. And that is exactly the reason why we want to charge here. We want to make sure that we're fighting in solidarity against the guards. Because otherwise, if we don't do that, we're just going to get picked apart separately, and it's going to be terrible. There's actually pretty good renown rewards for this kind of stuff too, so there's also that to consider. Anyway, there's the rebellion done, and now we can do the gang trial as well. I'm just gonna go in. Yeah, I'm just gonna go in generally. But as you can see, look at this. We now have to wait once again. Dareem, no, don't leave. Oh dear. I mean, technically what I could do is I could ask for a bunch of vassals to actually join me right here. I'm going to switch to my melee weapon as well. Okay, here we go. This should be easy. There we go. Yeah, I took a lot of damage from the... Ow. Look at that. You see that? Look at that. That went right in his neck right there. Okay, yeah, that was actually pretty damaging, but thankfully, there we go. Alright, the streets are mine. Yes, indeed, because Arlek is going to be the person that will stay here. And there we are. Okay, so Onira is basically done. We're pretty good here. And I'm just going to sell a bunch of stuff right here. Why not? You know, might as well. Just try to get as much money as we can. Oh, wow. Okay, I went a bit too far there, unfortunately. So I'm just going to reset things real fast, and then we'll just go for it again. What did I actually sell that was so incredibly expensive right there? Was it my No, it's a bunch of spears by the look of things. Yes, yes, a bunch of spears. There we are. Okay, so that is what we want to do, and we're going to go over to Akalat now as well, because now that we have this, because technically we have a person there, you know, we've installed a person there, so we're now getting even more cash. And bear in mind, we have 29 available upgrades. Let me actually just have a quick look here. All right, let's just increase the boarding house real fast. Let's just get this to the max that we can. There we go. And then we can get some more smugglers as well. And yeah, we're doing pretty nicely, as you can see. This is my town network now. Pretty significant. And hilariously enough, you see how much more benefit it gives you to install a person from your very own clan. It makes a huge difference to have a companion to be able to do that. So if you yourself are also playing with the Fourberie mod, I'd highly recommend getting Distinguished Service and trying to level some people up and actually having them take over these towns, as they are also going to provide you with a much greater scheme percentage than you might expect. So yeah, unfortunately my scandal against Monchug was a failure, as you might expect. You know, that's just to be expected most of the time. Generally he's going to be very, very difficult for us to affect in any way. But we have a 33% total network, which is a bit weird actually. I would have expected myself to have a bit more, but look at this. Plus 15% per territory with a clan member. I thought I did put a clan member in... where is that place again? What is that particular... McKeb. There we go. I thought I did actually place someone in McKeb. I thought I did. Let me actually just have a look. Yeah, as you can see, I do actually have someone in McKeb. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Or maybe the fact that we have 15% is purely for the fact that I just have that one person there. It might very well just be that one person that is causing that. So, you know, maybe that's it. Anyway, we're going to try another scandal against Monchug here, because he has been an absolute scoundrel in the past, and I kind of want to, you know, stick it to him a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. And hopefully we can do something with Akalat here as well. Okay, so what do we have? Ooh, we can already do the rebellion. That's fantastic. And once again, look at this. This is so easy. We can just go in for a nice little scam, super fast. Just gain a small amount of relation. You don't even need a huge amount of relation or anything like that. And then we're just going to go over here. I actually have no idea what the place is, because I literally looked at it and then forgot immediately. Okay, it is the waterfront. It is the waterfront. So let me very quickly make my way over there. This is also a little bit more advantageous because I'm now spawning inside the town instead of outside. There's the waterfront, so I'm just going to be making my way over there. That was super easy. And there's some watermelon. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, anyway, here we go. Let's do this. Yeah, that was easy enough, wasn't it? Yeah, these thugs are literally like no one's business, not actually any kind of challenge or threat any further. They used to be, as you know, I used to literally be a person that would be like, oh no, I have to fight against 2 thugs and I'm running away from them. Oh yeah, you know, nowadays though, that is not how it is. That is not how it is at all. How times have changed, eh? Yes, how times have changed. I'm very pleased actually with that, to be honest, because I was thinking to myself, it's so nice to actually have a character, because I was playing off screen obviously a little bit earlier before actually starting the episode, and I was just saying how nice it was to myself. I was just thinking, you know, having a character that's actually good at doing things, and I'm talking about just generally anything, you know, it's the same thing in any RPG really. To have a character that is actually highly skilled in something, doesn't matter what it is, could be, yeah, I'm talking in broad RPG terms here now, could be spellcasting, could be summoning minions, could be healing, could be crafting, anything like that is always extremely satisfying. I don't know what it is, but it always, I don't know, it really scratches that itch in regards to that, when in Bannerlord at least, you do have the ability to actually feel your character getting stronger. And I think that's good. Because obviously if you're trying to do things like, for example, I'm trying to do this thing where we're taking over the town, and you know, it's been a thing that I've been doing ever since the start of the series basically, or at least I've been trying to do this kind of thing and failing actually quite a few times, all things considered. You know, I've actually failed quite a few times in comparison to what you might expect. But it's pretty difficult, you know? I mean, like, for example, let me see, fighting these guards, for example. Look at this. I'm just fighting these guards by myself, not really needing anyone's assistance, because, again, my character is just very advanced now. I have a good amount of athletic skill, good amount of one-handed skill. That's all I really need. I can literally do it by myself. And that is a big deal. That is a very, very big deal. All right, so there you go. We did it, and now we can actually do the little duel once again. Akalat is most likely going to be rebelling, and we will have someone installed here. I unfortunately do not have another companion to place here, so I will have to do it the other way. We'll have to install someone that's an NPC, and I'm just going to go up here and just murder this guy. There we go. And we can also do that kind of thing now as well, where we can just be super audacious, go right up to the guy, and then literally just go like, hey, I'm going to take you down. You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, anyway, there we are. We have improved our relation with him, and the other guy actually does own a brewery, so it would have been nice to take that away from him, but obviously, I don't have a huge amount of workshop space at the moment. I really do not have a lot of capacity or anything. Anyway, what I'd like to do... Oh, yeah, I actually forgot to get Dareem back, didn't I? I am a bit of an imbecile about that. Okay, well, whatever the case, I am actually going to be calling for a bunch of additional vassals here. And the main reason why I want to do that is, I mean, pretty obvious, right? You know, having a larger army is going to make it much, much faster for me to level up my leadership. And hopefully they're going to be able to come to me quite fast, and then we'll be able to do that, and then we can leave the army and start doing our Fourberie things again. But in the meantime, I'm going to be moving around, attempting to find as many hideouts as possible, because that's obviously what we want to do. Prisoners, let's place those in there, another 730. As you can see, this is actually one of those things I was remarking upon in the previous episode. Steppe bandits appear to be extremely strong, and they seem to remain extremely strong throughout the time that you're boosting them. And in my opinion, that's actually a huge boon. I think that's actually super, super nice. Because you think about how the entire time that I was playing this, basically, I was in Battanian territory, basically. You know, I was in Battanian, Vlandian territory, kind of like that. My scheme is now done. Let me actually just take a quick look at that. Yes, there we go. We actually succeeded with a 52% chance. That is very good. So he has completely lost all of his influence. Oh, who are we actually at war against right now? We are at war against no one. Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't really help me that much, does it? No, I would kind of like to be at war against someone right here, but okay. Apparently we're not. You know what? You know what I'm actually going to do? I would like to declare war against something. Can I actually propose? Okay, wait a minute. I can actually I can propose war against the Western Empire and the aserai. Okay, wait a minute. Shall we get the Northern Empire into a war situation against two factions? I think that sounds like a fun idea. Let's do it. Why not? All right, let's go for it. I'm just gonna go for it, you know, just go for it with the influence gain here, or the influence spending, shall we say. I mean, I have a massive amount of influence right now. Oh, they have 0% likelihood to declare war against the Western Empire now. I'm actually kind of sad that the percentages are updating in real time, or should we say updating right after you declare war with someone else, because in my opinion, I feel like it would be cool if they still had the support, because let's face it, in a realistic situation, there's no way that every single vassal is going to understand immediately that the war declaration has happened, because they're going to need to send out messengers, they're going to need to send out, you know, I don't know, carrier pigeons. Do they use carrier pigeons in this time? No, probably not, right? I don't know, maybe they use something like that. Anyway, point is, messages are going to take some time to get there. They don't have... You know, you guys have phones? Do you have a phone? You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a reference and a half there. But whatever the case, they're not going to know instantly. And so for me personally, I feel like this support shouldn't go down at least for a day or two. And then the messengers are obviously going to get there. And then they'll know that the war declaration against the aserai has actually been made. So that's my, those are my thoughts on it, at least. Those are my thoughts on it. I don't know. I don't know if it's correct or not, but it doesn't really matter anyway. Okay, so let me actually just have a look. I'm going to get some more bandits to hopefully join me. Whoa, look at this. We are a literal bandit lord right now. We are a literal bandit lord. Look at us. We're actually running around with a bunch of vassals. They're not even attacking the bandits, by the way. Have you noticed? Have you noticed how they're not attacking the bandits? That's very cool. I like that a great deal, because I was actually wondering what would happen if we had a massive amount, and they seem to actually be fine with it, surprisingly enough. Okay, so let me see what I can do here. This is a bit of an issue. Let me actually just see what's actually going on here. Okay, so I obviously cannot incite, which is very sad, because you can see here that I can incite extremely easily against these guys. Now let me just see what's actually going on here. We can fight this fellow. He's actually engaging me. Okay. Why is he engaging me? That is so incredibly weird. This guy is... He doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going on, does he? Look at that. I'm just going to auto-resolve this. I'm just going to literally auto-resolve this. There is no point in me doing anything else. And, yeah, okay. That was... that was a bit of a weird decision on this guy's part, but okay. Never mind. Alright, so I could theoretically attack this, but they have so many vassals. I don't think that's going to be worth it. Akalat is probably going to get taken. Ooh, what about Onira? I think that might make sense. I mean, here's the thing. If we actually take something, we then have the opportunity to claim it for our own, because I do have diplomacy installed. Technically, what you can do with diplomacy is you can lay first claim upon any territory that you gain in your conquests. Ah, hello. There is actually a... Oh, haha. Maybe an eligible army for us right here. Okay, so they have some pretty good units. Not sure how good our units are in comparison. We do have some legionaries. This guy has basically nothing. He does have some elites, which are okay. This guy is not so good. Yeah, this guy's got a lot of Imperial Elite Cataphracts, actually. Okay, let's do this. I have a bunch of bandits as well, so why not? Let's do this. Alright, here we go. Whoa, this is looking pretty harsh, actually. I mean, look at the numbers, okay? Look at the numbers and look at this guy. He obviously has some extremely good units. I have no idea what kinds of units, but he seems to have some really good ones. So I'm a bit worried about this, but I'm willing to give it a go. It's going to be fun, right? It's going to be fun. If we win, it's going to be fun, and if we lose, well, then we lose. But I guess that's how it's going to go. Ooh, this is an interesting battlefield. Alright, so this is very much bottleneck situation right here. So I'm actually wondering what we can do. The enemy's going to obviously spawn over there, right? They're going to spawn over there in that clearing. So I'm thinking, what if we make our archers go over here onto the top of this hill, and then the enemy's cavalry is going to have an extremely difficult time actually even getting there. So I'm going to put my archers over there, and we're going to move our infantry forward. Kind of wish this was Total War right now, because then we'd be able to move these guys just over there, and it would be a lot easier. I mean, obviously, once the battle starts, of course, not right now. But once the battle starts, we'd be able to move them forward, and then they would basically just cover this entire bottleneck section, and we would have our archers hidden in the forest. Obviously, I don't think that Bannerlord has a system like that where they hide units when they are within the forest or anything like that. Anyway, we do have a large number of cavalry as well, so this is going to be kind of interesting. Okay, so first of all, let's get my archers up there. Let's hopefully have them do that properly instead of them being kind of weird and a bit stupid about it. Hopefully they're going to do it properly. And otherwise, let's move my cavalry over here. We're just going to move them anywhere, basically. It doesn't really matter too much. And it seems as though the enemy is actually moving through the trees where my archers are going. Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind. Oh, actually, never mind. Never mind. They might actually be doing something. Okay, yeah, let's just put them up there now. Okay. I want to take out this guy if I can. Or not, as the case may be. Yeah, those kinds of situations really grind my gears because literally the guy is right in front of me. I'm thinking to myself, oh yes, I'm going to hit him with this thrown weapon. And then all of a sudden he changes direction at the last second and I'm just like, ah, yeah, that's classic, isn't it? Okay, well, let's just move my archers a little bit forward here. And they should be able to actually be quite effective. Or at least I hope so. Nice. Yes, that was a Khan's Guard. Yes, we need to kill those. Right, okay. Not exactly going according to plan, unfortunately, but I guess my archers are not even in a particularly bad position right now. I think it's okay. I mean, they're in a fine position, but they're not really in a position that I kind of like, so we're just going to continue moving our forces upwards because apparently the enemy does not want to attack us for some reason or another. Don't know why they wouldn't, to be honest, because for me, I think that they have a really good shot of defeating us. I mean, they might be, you know, outnumbered quite considerably, but the outnumbering is really just being done by a bunch of low-tier units, so it really isn't that much of a disparity, you know. It's really not going to be super difficult for them to defeat us. But maybe they think so, who knows? Maybe they think so. Okay, my archers are way back there. Okay, I guess I'm just going to move my archers forward then, because it feels to me like they are kind of out of the battle right now. And the enemy is just continuing to lose units for free at this point. Which I gotta say is weird. I don't know why they would do this, to be honest. As I say, I feel like if they had just charged, or if they had actually utilized their infantry a little bit, I think they probably would have had a much greater shot at achieving something here. And maybe not a victory, but they definitely would have weakened us much, much more. But, I mean, you can see exactly what's happening. I mean, obviously they're now coming in with a couple of their cavalry. Are they actually starting to move forward? They are, yes, they are actually starting to move forward now. Okay, so that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to try and lure us over here, which is to be expected. That's absolutely fine. I don't have a problem with that. Let's tell our cavalry and so on and so forth to charge in. Tell our infantry to charge in as well. And we'll just try to continue dealing damage against the various opponents that we come across. Hopefully my polearm is going to be decent enough to actually do something here, because I feel like it's not really doing as much damage as I'd like, but I can't really do much about it, unfortunately. Anyway, let's just hope that my forces will be okay. They don't seem to be doing very well in the actual scrimmage here in the center. Yes, yeah, they're not doing a particularly good job here, and they will get overrun very, very fast. As I said before, it's all about numbers for us right now. And I can only hope that maybe that's going to allow us to prevail. Well, it actually seems as though we're perfectly fine right here. I'm kind of surprised, as I say. I feel like, I don't know, maybe not so surprised now, but I was definitely thinking that we would have a pretty harsh fight on our hands at the very start, because I was thinking to myself, yeah, you know what? These guys have some pretty good units, and from my perspective, I feel like we don't. You know, because obviously we're using bandit units primarily. We have a lot of them, obviously, and they're going to be extremely low tier in comparison to the opponent and their composition, and so their composition is just going to be overwhelming ours for the most part. Unfortunately, though, the enemy just misplayed it. They just misplayed it as much as they possibly could, basically, because they just told their cavalry to charge in randomly. Don't die now, Bruce. No, no. It's been a while since we've died in a fight. Thank you very much. Okay, so how are my forces doing? Okay. We're now starting to lose people, which is not exactly what I'd like. Okay, I've got to be a bit careful here. Okay, maybe I don't have to be. I'm not entirely sure, but feels to me like we should be fine. As long as I just continue to deal damage on the outskirts here, don't really be too audacious. I might get shot by this guy. Or not, as the case may be. Alright, okay, so my archers are now in a wonderful position where they have the high ground naturally without actually having to do much, and my mace is actually surprisingly good right here. I am very surprised that we're even able to use it against some of these polearm wielding units, because they're literally going to outrange us by a significant margin, but apparently that doesn't matter. Apparently they just want to get bonked. That's it. They just want to get bonked on the head with my mace, and who can blame them, really? I mean, it's an honor, isn't it? It is an honor. That's one of the greatest things about playing in Calradia. You know, conquering it, and you know, being conquered. Because of course, let's face it, the Aserai and the Khuzait and any other faction would be honored to be bonked by Bruce's mace, right? Yes, indeed. That's probably the case, right? Anyway, I am probably just going to be speeding this up right now because I don't think we are going to have too many more difficulties. I think we should be fine. I'm just going to stand here. If I do get myself eliminated, then so be it. But there is a hideout nearby. I think there is a hideout nearby at least. I should be able to heal myself there. But there you go. Look at that. Now, what is really amusing to me every single time we do one of these really large battles is the renown reward. The way that renown is calculated in Bannerlord, as well as in Warband as well, is always very... it always makes me feel a little bit disappointed. Because you think to yourself, oh, that was such an epic fight, right? And then after the fight, you see, oh, you just got 5 renown, you know? I mean, that's just an example, of course. And then you think, well, I killed 100 units by myself. Why did I only get 5 renown? And it's just because of the ratio, you know, that's the point. It's because of the ratio. You know, we're not fighting an outnumbered battle or something like that. And if we were fighting an outnumbered battle, then we would have much more renown. But it's really funny because in those situations, if I am outnumbered, I'm usually outnumbered in a situation where it's like, okay, I just fought, I don't know, 10 guards in an alleyway randomly somewhere, and those people actually gave me more renown for that particular fight than the epicness that we just had in this fight right here, where we were fighting against, 400, 500 people and surviving by the skin of our teeth, and it was just a overall very interactive, very fun experience in comparison to a back alley brawl which gave us 10 renown. So, we did such an epic fight here, got 44 renown for it, in comparison to a back alley brawl, which is 10. And you can do those back alley brawls pretty much all the time. So that's why I found it quite funny. Anyway, let's just give away some prisoners here. As you might expect, we did lose quite a few of them. However, look at what we're getting. This is amazing. Another 1,000 combat strength for the step bandits. Very nice indeed. And we can also heal our wounds, even though I don't necessarily need to. It seemed like we were doing pretty fine here. And how's my leadership skill doing right now? It's actually not even doing that well. It's 133. I need to get to 150. It's going to take me a bit of time to get there, of course. But we're going to be taking prestige. You deal 50% more damage with one-handed weapons against shields. This is, in my opinion, one of those perks that is just amazing. Really, really good in almost every single respect, because of course you're getting party limit, and you're not getting a stupid amount of party limit, because let's face it, you know me, I'm kind of outspoken about the whole perks thing. Sometimes I'm going to tell you if I think a perk is terrible. But here's the thing. This is one of the best ones. This is one of the best ones. This is probably in like the top 10, right? This is definitely in the top 10 because you gain party limit, which is a good amount, 15 plus, plus 15, always good. But dealing 50% more damage with the one-handed weapons against shields, imagine using an axe with that already has a bonus to destroying shields. You're going to destroy shields in what? 1 or 2 hits, maybe 3, maybe 4, dependent on the shield, but I think that's really amazing in comparison to the other thing, which is your one-handed melee attacks ignore 10% of the enemy's armor. I mean, really. And also reducing the recruitment cost of infantry troops by 20%. Why does that actually matter at this point? If you have 250 in one-handed, you don't need money, or you shouldn't need money, and you shouldn't need to reduce the recruitment cost of your infantry troops. Just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, prestige is the way to go. And everyone is very happy at the moment. Everyone is very happy. So I'm just going to continue running around, doing a couple of activities here and there. And we'll see what happens in the upcoming episodes, because we're obviously going to be heading on into Aserai territory. I'm going to be sowing some discord everywhere, and some TeamSpeak, and some mumble as well. And if you get that reference, then good on you, good on you. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.